Hey guys, this is a guide showing you how to complete the new Rastakhan's Rumble Run with Mage. What you need to know is that you're gonna go up against all the 8 classes each and every time you start this solo content. You're gonna have 8 games to play, and of course each of them has a higher difficulty. So basically, the last class that you're gonna face is gonna have the biggest HP and the most amount of cards, which will make the game a bit more difficult. But what you also need to keep in mind is that once you've completed this, you are going to get a card back, and that's the end of it. There's no additional feature, so to speak, that you get if you completed with all the 8 classes or something similar. No, once you complete it the first time, it's game over. So let's get into it. So, challenge 1 out of 8. First of all, we need to know what our shrine does. So I honestly think that this is one of the best shrines out there. So the Mage Shrine, it says your hero power costs 0 whenever it kills a minion, refresh it. So the point is that as long as our shrine is alive and it has 8 HP, and that's a lot compared to other shrines. As long as this happens, we are going to be able to use our hero power for no mana, basically, and we're gonna try to get a ton of synergies to be able to play this thing multiple times. So let's see how this works. Right, so this is a simple example of how the hero power getting refreshed works. What you need to do is, even for 0 mana, you just need to do this, and then, if your shrine is alive, you can just use your hero power again. Now, this is going to be tremendous if we get to buff this thing a bit later into the game.
What a bomb.
Now that we've seen how the shrine works, we have to focus on our choices here. And I will go for getting this. Mainly because of the Dragon Hawk. So fire it is. Challenge 2 out of 8. Our opponent has a bit more HP, a bit more cards in their deck, so that's what makes the game a bit more difficult. However, the same mechanics apply. We just need to kill minions with our hero power, and that's gonna refresh it. I'm not even gonna waste my fire eater here, so I'm just gonna do this, refresh my hero power, and then attack again. For example, this is a really cool combo that you're gonna want to look for. So for example, I have the Fallen Hero. My hero power deals 1 extra damage. That means I can do this, get my hero power to 2 damage, kill the cannon, and use my Fire Eater. My hero power has 2 more damage this turn.
Welcome to the show.
So I'm just able to kill the captain. And that's how you manage to clear the entire board with just a few simple mechanics. This is yet another example of how your hero power synergizes with your shrine. We definitely have low HP minions ahead of us, so we will just be able to clear out the board just by using our hero power. Of course, it's going to be in my best advantage to have something buffed while using my hero power. Therefore, I will just use this minion.
Knowledge is power,
and clear out the board.
I learn. I'm running out of cards. I learn. I'm out of cards. I learn.
Speak your peace.
Your turn. Heating up. I learn.
This is the second choice that we have to make. We've chosen fire during our previous choice because of this. However, now it is absolutely mandatory to go for the fan of flames. This thing is absolutely crazy because you can just get this in your hand at the beginning of the game, so you're never going to have to worry about not having a 1-drop to use early into the game. By the way, you need to discard this as many times as you get it in your opening hand, because it's just gonna be there, it's just gonna appear, it's gonna be the 4th card that you get in your opening hand besides the 3 cards that you usually get. So if this is one of those 3 cards, you just need to discard it. The third choice that we need to go for, this is it. I'm definitely going for hero power because of this thing. I will be able to fill my board with minions, and each use of my hero power is going to inspire this thing, and my minions are going to get buffed. Besides, Ice Walker and True Heart. Challenge 3 out of 8. This is exactly what I was saying. If you're getting the Fire Eater in your opening hand, all you need to do is discard it, and besides the 3 cards that you're usually getting, this is going to appear in your hand at the end of your choice. Let's take this for example. If you have the Pyromaniac, then this is going to be a tremendous source of drawing cards. So each time we are going to kill a minion, we are going to draw a card, which is exactly what's about to happen now. I'm going to play my Pyromaniac and then kill my opponents, including a shrine, one by one.
Ooh, you're strong. I'm stronger. Your turn to fall.
Sometimes using your hero power is not going to be enough to kill an enemy minion. If you don't want to sacrifice any of your minions on the board, what you need to do is look out in your hand and see if you've got any buffers or any additional tools that you can use. For example, now I can just play my Phoenix, deal 2 damage, and then get this as a finishing move. Yes, I could have killed it on its own. I am dealing 5 damage right now, but if I would have had only 3, for example, I would not have been able to kill the taunt minion. You always want to use your hero power to finish off the minion. Therefore, you're probably gonna get some synergies in there. Shrine, maybe Pyromaniac, maybe some other stuff. And that's how you win the game.
What a bond.
Choice number 4 that we need to make. I'm not really happy with either of these, but I am going to choose the hero power because of this thing mainly. So the aspirant is going to help us buff our spells each time we use our hero power. This is what I'm taking. From the very beginning, I have to say that the Paladin and its Shrine has to be one of the best contenders out there. So what you want to do is kill this thing as soon as you can possibly do so. Each time you have an option to kill this or maybe kill something else, make sure you target this first. We have the Fan of Flames. As always, we can just buff our hero power from the very beginning.
Dolphin flame.
Flesh fails. Try crystal.
And we've just seen why the Shrine for Paladin is so unbelievably good. This is the first time in this game that we're getting our Shrine killed. Basically, a bit later we're gonna have a choice for a death rattle. But we'll talk about it when we get there. For now, what we need to keep in mind is that our Shrine is not active anymore. It will revive in 3 turns. Well, it is considering the current turn as being over, so what you need to do is basically check that turns until this revives 2, in my case. Obviously, my hero power does not cost 0 anymore, and that's a downside.
Heating up.
What a bother.
Whenever I get to turn 5, if I have the champion in my hand, I'm looking to play this thing. This will buff our minions, all of them, whenever we use our hero power. So what we do is play this thing, try to keep it alive until next turn, and then start spamming our hero power so that each one of those uses is going to buff our minions.
Heating up.
What a bother.
Don't forget to always kill the Shrine. Unfortunately, we've lost our champion to this, but that's not really gonna be a problem. We will kill this thing with our hero power and get it refreshed once again.
Heating up.
What a bother.
Whenever you cannot finish off a minion with your hero power, look at your hand first and see if maybe there's something in there that could help you. We have multiple solutions right now. Arcane Blast could be one of them, or maybe Phoenix could be used. So that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Heating up.
What a bother.
Once again, clearing out the entire board with our hero power.
Feel.
I think we have enough to finish this off, so don't always go for the Shrine, maybe try to look for lethal first. It doesn't seem like we can go lethal right now, but we can actually do so.
Counterpunch. Vengeance.
Bother.
Don't worry about this, it's not really going to kill us. It's all under control.
What fools these mortals be!
We have yet another choice to make. I'm going with my Frostweaver because it's a 2-cost card with 2 attack and 5 HP. So hopefully it's pretty tanky, it's going to be able to survive during early game. And it freezes a target. I'm not really going for freezes here, but considering all the other options, I think this is the best one. We have another choice to make, and I'm definitely going for fire once again, because of these two guys. So whenever we're gonna be able to play 1, 2, or maybe even 3 Ragnaroses, well, that's gonna be endgame. The Warlock Shrine is also pretty powerful. You always want to kill this first. It has a limited amount of HP, so you're gonna be able to deal with that almost each and every time it comes back to life. Don't let this thing live.
Watch carefully now. Someone gotta put you in your place, Jacklick.
Always look for solutions to kill off your enemies with your hero power. For example, in my case, unless I'm willing to lose a minion, my fan of knives, I have to look for some other options, and that's exactly what I'm going for. Arcane Blast is the answer here. The thing that you have to keep in mind is that if your hero power is already buffed, so it deals 2 damage, if you play a true hard, nothing is going to change. It's not going to 3 attack. Don't get distracted by this, as I was during my previous turn.
Disqualified.
However, the Dragonhawks come into play right now. We are going to summon this thing, and it's gonna bring a Fire Lord out. It's gonna bring a Ragnaros, and that might help us win this game.
Spirit of the flame, turn them to ash!
By the looks of it, I'm not really able to kill any of my minions by just using my hero power now. Therefore, I will just use both my Pyromaniac and the Pixie, which is basically going to refresh my hero power so that I can actually kill something.
Look how it burns! What fools these mortals be!
Luckily, we're getting an Arcane Blast, so that means we're gonna be able to kill one more minion. Obviously, this one. Playing against Warlock, don't worry about your opponent summoning a nether portal. You are fine. With Mage, this is actually terrific, because it's just going to give you more and more and more options of using your hero power. My current problem is that I don't have a shrine that's alive. So basically, I will not be able to spam this for 0 mana. I will make another choice. Given the options, I don't really like the Blast Wave. I'm going to do everything in my power in order to avoid taking one of these. So, considering the fact that it's both part of the big spells and of the Chaos packages, I will go for the Frost. I've never done this before, maybe it's gonna be useful. There is yet another class that has a very powerful shrine. So what you want to do is kill that thing as soon as you can possibly do so. Take this situation for example. His shrine is dead, it's gonna revive next turn, but what we need to do now is get rid of the smuggler. So in order to do that, I am using my Arcane Blast first. And I am using my hero power to kill it.
I learn.
Hey, I can see my house from here.
I learn. So, here's where you're wrong.
Looking at this board, you would say it's pretty complicated to get rid of all the minions. However, with those cards that we've got here and with our board, we will be able to do so. My first move is obviously this one. Now our hero power is refreshed, and we get the Wind Fury on our rider. I'm gonna have to sacrifice my Fan of Flames here. I will do this. Play my Fire Eater. This buffs our hero power, our next hero power.
Welcome to the show.
And we're able to kill the 5/3. That means our hero power is refreshed once more.
Seriously? Seriously?
And voila, clearing out all the minions by just losing a 2/2 minion on our side, which is definitely pretty good. Fire choices definitely pays off right now. As you can see, I'm probably able to play 3 Ragnaroses pretty soon, so that means I'm definitely going for the 4/4 right now for the Firehawk. And that's gonna summon me a Ragnaros.
Turn them to ash!
This is why going for the fire choices actually pays off. I could not care less that my opponent has 5 secrets in there, because I'm basically never going to attack him. So, as you can see, with 3 Ragnaroses on the board, with 2 Firehawks, that should be the end of it.
All that training is paying off. Not dead yet.
We finally get to choose a passive for our shrine, and given the options, I'm definitely going with Wrath of the Loas. This means that whenever our shrine will die, all the enemy shrines will die too. Choose our next 3 cards, and just because we have the Firehawk in here, I am not going with the fire option. This is also very good, Dragonhawk and Ragnaros, but I'm going with the hero power just because we have a Dragonhawk in here too, and we have slightly lower cost cards in here, so this will be my choice. Are definitely pretty crazy too. You want to kill this thing really early into the game. It doesn't have a lot of HP, but if it's alive, when this guy gets to big Death Rattle minions, you're in big trouble. That's why I'm just gonna do it as soon as I can possibly do so. Holding on to Arcane Blast early into the game could be very helpful. Take this for example. I don't want this guy to give a random friendly minion +1/1, so I need to kill it after I kill this one, but by the looks of it, I cannot do it unless I'm sacrificing my Fan of Flames. Well, that's not really true, is it? Just because I've got the Arcane Blast here. So, that's one. And this is two. We're getting a fallen hero here, so we will be able to kill his mech only by using our hero power, which is going to be tremendous.
Finally, a second chance. Powering up. Portals online.
Furthermore, his shrine is going to wake up next turn, and it's going to have 3 HP. So holding on to this minion, to the fallen hero, is going to be mandatory. We have a choice to make here. First of all, we could kill all the enemy minions, so the shrine will definitely die to our hero power, but I'm not really going to use my fireball here, and that's just because I'm a bit greedy and I want to give all my minions +1/1. You definitely want to do this as early as you can possibly do so. Whenever you've got more than, I don't know, 2-3 minions on the board, each time you are going to use your hero power, that thing is just going to buff your minions. And the fact that we have this, the Ice Walker, now that is tremendous synergy in there, because he's not going to be able to use his Sun minion next turn. Therefore, I will go for this. And voila, minions buffed twice. While having this thing, I'm gonna have to try to place all my minions on the board at first and then use my hero power. The fact that we still have the Ice Walker is absolutely tremendous here, because we can do this. We can add a minion so that it gets buffed after using our hero power the first time, like this. And then we can just refresh our hero power. And that means we're basically going to freeze the other minion too, while buffing the rest of our minions once more.
I learn your taste.
So there we go. Perfect synergy. Here, we are facing our final opponent, challenge 8 out of 8. Since I'm not really happy with the fire option here, I mean the Pyrus and the Firefly, yes, the Dragonhawk is good, but I'm still going with the big spells, just because I'm interested in this Flame Strike. I've got nothing similar in my deck so far, so I will just take the big spells for now.
It comes to this.
This is the final boss that we need to defeat to get our card back. Unfortunately, after ending this game, there's basically nothing in there but just starting once again, but not getting any additional rewards, which is kind of sad. You've probably noticed that my opponent's HP keeps increasing with each and every game. We have 8 games, so the first game, your opponent is going to have 10 HP. Game number 8, your opponent is going to have 80 HP. So let's go on with this. Want a Frostweaver in there, the sooner you can get it. So that just in case at some point your opponent starts playing big minions and you cannot really kill one of them, well, at least you're gonna freeze it. So that's gonna help a lot.
Your shrine is sticky.
There, and we definitely cannot kill it. But the fact that we have both of these guys and our opponent can be frozen, that's exactly what we're going for. So we're just gonna kill the shrine. That was a bit of a misplay right there. I should have played my aspirant first, of course.
Knowledge is power, and I know a lot.
And then we're just going to freeze this thing.
I learn.
Frostburn. Heating up.
Have multiple minions on the board, you're gonna look for Mokla's champion. You want this on the board, you want to get your minions buffed as much as you can possibly do so.
I learn.
Heating up. Unfortunate.
I learn. I learn.
This is the end of it. How did I get to play a ton of big attack and HP minions on the board? Well, I just took good care of something that's dead right now. It died during the previous turn, but the whole point of the entire game is to just focus on your synergies with your hero power. So each time I was able to go for my hero power, I was buffing my minions. That's what you need to go for. That's what you need to do. The choices are there. You definitely can look for those. Maybe you're gonna get something else, but I think you already got the point. So there we go. This was Rastakhan's Rumble. We've just beat the Rastakhan's Rumble solo content with Mage. The Rumble Run. This was it. Unfortunately, after completing it once, you only get a card back and that's the end of it. There are no additional rewards if you go for all the other classes too. So, there might not be a point in doing this once again. If you've got any questions, just let me know. I will just go through my cards right here a bit, just that you guys can actually see what my options were once again. This is what I used in order to beat this new expansion solo content. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've got any questions, you can just send them and I will do my best to answer them. Don't forget to drop a subscribe if you liked this video. Thanks once again and enjoy Rastakhan, guys.